Sorry about the delay. I was trying to figure out. He's got 3 iPads, and I was trying to figure out which one was which. How's everybody doing today? Let's see. So that sets up there. Let's see live chat. I don't know if anybody's there. Bada bing, bada boom. Getting it all situated. Okay, there we go. And this one. How does he do it? I think I got it in the wrong one. I think this one. The Mac Attack is back. This one goes here. That one goes there. This is so I can see myself. He's got 3. It's like an octopus. It's got all these different. Oh, man. It fell out. You still with me? You still with me? I think that locks it. I think it's locked in now. Thank God. You can see comments over here, over yonder. And this is for the store. How's everybody doing? We got 18 people. Wow, already. 18 people, and we're live. Hey, everybody. Chucky B. Good to see everybody on this Thursday. We feel like we are watching Bryan. Yeah, to a certain degree. He rubs off on you. So, it's me today. We are doing our thing. Got 18 people, 3 likes. Hook me up with a like, ladies and gentlemen. Hook me up with a like. So, we're gonna go over. It's gonna be like a shipping live stream, where I kind of go over what I'm shipping. We've got new cameras in, which is nice. Got new cameras in. Got a new shipping system. Oh, dude, we sold some clicks. We haven't sold these in a minute. Toys are fickle. One day things are hot. The next day, things you can't even sell it. Couldn't sell it because children are fickle. Log in. See how many orders we've got. All the orders are tagged. What do you know? What do you know? All right. Rumor has it Bryan is at a tour of a Hostess factory. Very well. He's at Virginia Beach building sandcastles right now. That's his thing. That's what he likes to do. Be on the beach and just chill, build sandcastles. So that's what he's up to right now. So with you guys, I'm going to pull some orders and we're going to talk about these items. So one thing somebody just recently bought, not too far from here, Fort Wayne. This is going to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Are these click bots or clicks? Bryan, these like stick bots over here. All this. These were dude. We had a lot more of these at one time. This is like what remains, but these stick bots are pretty slick. We still have a bunch of them by Zing. Stick bots. But and then this is what that person bought. They bought the King Cobra clicks. King Cobra. Look at that. And like you're supposed to be able so what's smart about these is like you can integrate it with your phone and make home movies with these characters. It's got an app and you make movies with these little action figures. So I thought that was pretty smart, pretty clever. Pretty clever of them. I need the scorpion and the tarantula. Oh my god, I don't know if we have that one. Where's the scorpion? Oh my, it's all the way up there. I gotta get the stool. I'm not tall enough. I got 21 people, 9 likes. Thank you. How's everybody today? It's been a while since we saw the view. Yes, Smack, how are you doing an auction tonight? Most likely. Yeah, I'll probably be doing an auction around 7 or 6. Do an auction around 6. So we'll go for an hour. I still don't have the timer because I don't know how they do. I could talk to Danny. He might be able to hook it up, but we will be doing an auction at 6 today. So that will be going on. So we will do that later. So we'll do this live stream for about an hour. I'll show you kind of some of the orders we're getting and talk about things. You know. I want to do. This one is delayed, and I want to see the comments. It's kind of. Is AB banned? Anthony Bateman banned? No, he's not banned. He's on a limit though. He's got a gambling limit with the house. I probably should talk to him. My hand out of the way, because he gets excited and he's a competitor. Anthony Bateman's a competitor. He was a bodybuilder, and then he was a fireman. So he likes to compete, and these auctions give him that dopamine rush. One sec. So turn on the lights. There used to be a stool somewhere. I've had this lingering cough for like 2 weeks. I had the flu. I had like the summer flu. And then all those other symptoms went away. Mac did my 2 big boxes of junk get shipped yesterday. It got shipped Tuesday. It got shipped the other day, I think. Got shipped the other day. Slightly, I was joking, but yes, he was on a competitive street. Esmo, do the police interceptors come in yet? Not yet. That's a Danny question, SMO. I can talk to him. AFX is infamous on being late on product, so I can talk to Danny for you, SMO. But I'm not sure if those are in yet. Jim Manish. Oh, the Jim Manish. I haven't seen him, the Cookie Man, in a second. Wow, that's cool. And Lori in Canada. Oh, Canada, Sarah Jones. So we got an order going to Mississippi, Fort Wayne, Arizona, Massachusetts, Oregon, Winnipeg, Canada, and Pennsylvania, and then back to Mississippi. So those are the orders right now that I have. And I got to get these click bots. All right, if I fall, these will be my last moments. You'll see. But I got to get this Oh, shoot. I almost did. Got to get a tarantula and scorpion. That's not a scorpion. That's another tarantula. Are these... You can either get one or the other. Where's the scorpion? Here it is. What are you? Are you an ant? You don't look like an ant. You look like the tarantula that they made into the ant. All right, going down. All right, I survived. I'm still alive. Didn't fall off the stool. Sticker on the butt. Hold on. Is there a sticker on my butt? What? No, that's the Carhartt. That's Carhartt. That's Carhartt. That's not a sticker. There's no sticker on my butt. Quit staring at my butt. Slightly mad. You keep your gay fantasies to yourself. I need to talk to you about last week's invoice. Yeah, Scott. Once I'm done with the live stream, give us a ring. We can go over it. I have no sticker on my gluteus maximus. Are you doing a show, cars? Auction, yes. Auction tonight at 6. Auction tonight at 6. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. 29 people, 12 likes. I'll call after. Thank you. Better than Bryan. Oh, thank you. Don't let him know that. Okay. So, I don't know. Has anyone been watching the World Cup? Has anyone been watching that recently? I watch a lot of these European reactions. It's kind of heartwarming to see. I gotta remember, where is the camera? So what's your food fetish bagel? LOL. Food fetish bagel? I'm not familiar with the food fetish bagel thing. But has anybody been watching the World Cup? I know soccer isn't the biggest sport in here amongst you guys, but what I find really cool is on TikTok and social media, all these Europeans are coming to America and they're finding out how cool America is and how cool the American people are and how, hospitable and kind we are. And it's kind of shocking, honestly, to see some of these people be like, I was lied to my entire life. America's awesome. Like, who is going out there and talking crap about America? Of course, we're Aussies. Of course, we're Aussies. Well, dude, I just watched. So I'm on TikTok. I watch a lot of TikTok. I just watched this Aussie in Florida be like, dude, Florida's awesome. America's awesome. In fact, that's what kind of inspired me to think this. But like, it's been going on for the last 2 weeks, ever since the World Cup started. I only follow it because everyone's going to be talking about it. It's like kind of why I got into football. Because in my early 20s, I really didn't watch the NFL. They had this whole, I don't want to get too political, but they started not, standing for the national anthem. I don't know what was going on there. And I was like, hey, like sports, NASCAR, slot cars, anything, hobbies, sports, things like that is a way for people to kind of relax the brain and work on things. Like slot cars, you get to fiddle, you get to tinker, you get to work on the DC motor, you get to work on the tires, you get to adjust it. You're invested into something, but it's not life or death. But like, as humans, we tend to like keep our hands and minds busy, right? I can't remember where I was going with this. Oh yeah, and so sports and stuff like that is to check out, and they got political, right? But and I was like, screw that. Like, I want to separate those things. I want my things where I can just relax and do my thing, and then I have my politics, right? And sometimes it's like food on your plate. You sometimes don't want it to mix. And they started doing that with the NFL. So I stopped watching it. But the thing about NFL and all that is everybody talks about it. So you run into people. It's a easy conversation starter. And as Americans, we like small talk. We like shooting the breeze, as you will. And so I got back into football like, late 20s, early 30s. And now I'm getting into, because I work here and I talked to a lot of you guys about, cars and stuff like that. I'm getting into NASCAR a little bit more, Formula One, because when football season's not on, I got to do something, and looking at the history of NASCAR. I'm getting into the WWE. Yes, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow at 3. Now, here's the crazy thing. Is like Australia is historically not a good team when it comes to soccer, but they're a very sporty nation. Right? And so a lot of commentators, how the World Cup works is you draw for your group, and it's like Group A, Group B, and there's 48 teams divided by 4. What is that? Is that 12 groups? And there used to be something called the group of death, in which, it was just considered the toughest group by random draw. Ahoy, ahoy, Mike. Gator man. So they used to have something called the group of death, but since there's so many groups now, they don't really have that. But so the U.S. is in, I don't know what group, it's a letter, but it has Turkey, Australia, Paraguay or Uruguay, one of the gays, Sakarosas, yeah, and Turkey. Turkey changed its name. What's crazy is Turkey. I think it's Turkey. Somebody can look at it, Turkey or something. But anyways, the bird that we call turkey was actually anything exotic in like European older times. They would call this is the turkey bird. Oh, it's exotic. Oh, it's from Turkey. Oh, interesting. Right? Like the color turquoise, the Turkish color in French. So Turkey changed its name because it was so mad that people, hi Mac, and all the big G Mac fans. Happy Thursday, Chris. But Turkey was really mad about it, but they were like brewing about it. And like I had gotten to the point where I just associated turkey as turkey, and turkey the bird, gobble gobble, yeah. But they were brewing on the inside, so they had to like send a letter to the United States nations, be like, we're the artist formerly known as Turkey. We're now Turkey or whatever. I don't know how you truly pronounce it, but that's what they did, and they're in our group, and so it's Turkey, Uruguay or Paraguay, the U.S., and Australia. Saw car chat, buddy, Fox, and Wolves. Yes, Chris. So those are the 4 in our group. And Turkey has a solid team. Turkey loves soccer. They love it. It's a religion to them. They have some of their super fans or their crazy fans are called ultras, right? And they're the guys that light the flares, and that's an easy group, Miker. In theory, this is what I'm getting at. So Turkey's strong, but let me get to what happened. Okay, so last week we played Uruguay or Paraguay, and we handed it to them. We've got a great squad, as they say. These dudes have British accents, but they were born in America, so it's like we're poaching them from all over. Like whatever we got to do to win. One of us. As long as we win, right? And we're Americans are competitors. Like we like to, like the reason we're getting into soccer is because everybody else is into it, and we love to talk mad crap. And so like that's why they're making this big push, because this is what really matters. I think this matters more than the Olympics to most other countries, because football, or soccer as we call it, is their big sport. Now in the U.S. it's American football, and then it's probably, I would say maybe baseball or basketball. But like, soccer isn't even in the top 5 right now. So anyways, we play Australia tomorrow at 3 Eastern Standard Time, I think. You can look it up. But the American commentators were being like, oh, this is a layup. This is an easy match, right? So like Miker was saying, like, oh, that's an easy group. Well, Australia beat Turkey last week. I think it was like 2-1, which is like a major upset. Major upset. Like those the Turkey team might as well not go home. They'll be massacred. Huge upset, right? And Australia looked good. They looked really good. I mean, U.S. looked good, but Australia also looked good. We kick ass, but we do. We do until we play one of the powerhouses. But Spain is the European champions, right? So they have the Euro Cup, which is like every 2 years they do the Euro Cup. And last year Spain won it. And they have a phenomenal team, and they're a traditional powerhouse. I don't know how many World Cups they have, but they tied with like a nobody. Germany is a powerhouse. They destroyed, I don't know, whoever they played, Carousel or whatever, 7-1. And then Japan and the Netherlands tied. Japan looks good too, right? But anyways, going back to kind of the original content is just seeing all these Europeans, all these foreigners come to in the millions, come to the United States and see something completely different than like what they see on the media, right? And it's kind of sad to that's the state of affairs, where people are like, dude, I thought America was like, school shootings and all that, when it's like, you and I know that's not true. So it's like, how much can we trust, the media that we see on our phones and on our TVs anymore? Because it's kind of shocking. But there was this German fan that like was tweeting his experiences. Dude lost his mind going to a Waffle House. We're like, for some reason, Europeans want to go to Waffle House. I have no idea why. Maybe it's just like they think it's quintessential American. Like Solo cups, the red Solo cups, they're like, that's so American. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you drink out of at a party outside? Do you drink out of your hands? We're introducing the NRL to you guys. What's NRL or NHL or, but, I don't like some things that like I just think are normal. Europeans are like, what is this? What do you mean? And obviously they're like freaked out about guns, which is like, all right, whatever, bro. Like, you have your things and whatnot, but and then I guess in Britain, like, because there's the UK, but they have different teams. So Scotland has its own team, and England has its own team. And Keir Starmer, who's the Prime Minister of England, was like, if anyone chants Keir Starmer is a wanker at these soccer matches, you'll be arrested as soon as you return back to England. I'm like, bro, like, get over yourself. Like, let them say whatever they want. You're not that important, even though you're the Prime Minister. But get this, Scotland's fans are called the Tartan Army, which is the pattern on the kilts. So these guys in Scotland wearing kilts showed up to Boston, and the bars ran out of beer. Can you imagine that? How much beer? National Rugby Team League or NFL, we don't wear helmets. Okay. The NFL, National Rugby Team League, our NFL, but yeah, not wearing helmets. Very dangerous. But like the Scots went to Boston and drank Boston, Massachusetts, right? Boston, Massachusetts, out of beer. Like, I'm surprised those people aren't dead from alcohol poisoning. Like, the bars ran out of beer. How does that happen, right? I mean, there couldn't have been like a million of them, or was there? I don't know, but like, ran out of beer, right? And then a bunch of dudes, there's something in Boston called the Cop Slide. So they built this park in Boston, and they have this really cool slide. And like the guy who designed it, like, he made it look cooler rather than safer. And it's called, if you look up Cop Slide, this like mom was like, hey, this slide is dangerous. Like people started complaining about this slide. Like, it just shoots kids out. And so this cop was like, all right, I'll try it out. And he flies out of it. And that video went viral. And so now that slide is called the Cop Slide. So all these Scotsmen in their kilts or drunk as all get up are going down the cop slide in Boston, right? Just shooting out. So I just think that's kind of funny that, you know, the Scots came over, the Tartan Army came over and literally drank Boston out of beer. I don't know how do you consume that much alcohol, right? Like how are they like Europeans just must be built different. Like to drink Boston out of beer is absurd, right? Like I don't know how you do that, really. I don't know how you do that. Drink Boston out of beer, right? And then they're playing the bagpipes too. They brought their bagpipes with them too. That's crazy to me. But that's kind of what's going on. That's what I've been into. The bars ran out of beer because they were running razor thin margins and don't stock it. Or yeah, I mean that's true. Two things can be true. One is what Hickson said, and two, they're Scottish and they invented golf, hitting a small ball with a stick. Yes. How many times you get? We're gonna do it 18 times. That Robin Williams skit about inventing golf is one of my favorites. Of course, you have to be drunk to do that. We're gonna do it 18 times. You take this wee ball and you hit it all the way over there. All right. They invented golf. Yeah, I guess like they tried to ban golf too because the national sport was supposed to be archery because this was back in the medieval times or whatever. And the Scots were like, "Hell no, we want to hit this ball into that hole." It took away from that. So we got some more orders to pulling right along. I wish there was a World Cup for like NASCAR, dude. NASCAR's pretty legit. I wish I need to start watching NASCAR. All right. Ooh, a 10-pack. This person bought a 10-pack. So we just sold some caps. We're sending these. I can show these. Do we have a 10-pack? This is like it. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to Winnipeg, Canada. Also, it's not just the U.S. hosting the World Cup. It's simultaneous. It's the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. So those are the three. That's kind of like what they're doing now. Instead of putting all the pressure on one country, I think that you should do that with the Olympics too. You know, and what's funny is like most countries, like if they host the World Cup, right? This is a big flex for the United States. Most countries need to build stadiums. Like they have to like spend $1 billion building stadiums. Like Brazil had to build. They built a stadium. Like so, Brazil hosted the World Cup and the Olympics. They had to build all these stadiums, and then they turned like 2 of them into prisons afterwards. I find that hilarious. Like yes, you can watch football and the paint dry here. Not a very good selling point if you're trying to sell tickets. But I guess like FIFA, which is the governing body of the World Cup, is just like just money hungry. Like tickets were like $4,000. I mean, like people from all over the world, bro, coming to this. So waste not, want, I guess. Yeah, I know, right? With that Brazilian stadium turned into a prison. Yeah, if you commit a crime in that stadium, you just stay there for the rest of your life. I'm sorry, this is all I have to push this thing around. So it's going to be a bumpy ride, ladies and gentlemen. So next thing I got to pull, and now I got to do all this maneuvering. Beep, 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 beep. All right, we're in the AFX aisle to get 2 cars. This is going to Pennsylvania. We got to get to 11. Corvette 2109. 2109. 2109. So this person, they got a Corvette and our custom one. Look at that. AFX. There's some good stuff right there. What is this nonsense? So that's that. Moving right along. Our view is mirrored. Mirrored? Like I'm supposed to... Oh, because like what you see... Yeah. I won't be able to figure it out, bro. I won't be able to... Like, do I have to do it like this? I won't be able to figure it out. Oh, dude, I got another item in that aisle. Moving this thing around is impossible to pull orders. But... Yeah, I've had this lingering cough for like 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. It's getting out of hand. So we got a few orders. How's everybody doing today? Luckily, I'm dyslexic. Yeah, me too, bro. Sometimes I mess things around so bad. But I don't know if Danny or anyone's talked about this, but we have something cool. We have a new system in place. We have this camera, which will take a photo or will record us packing shipping items. So this will help us out a lot. Because, and it's pretty cool, like you can scan, you just scan the, scan the bark or whatever that is, the QR code. Scan the QR code, the order will show up, and then this starts recording. And all I can see, it can only see the green. So like for this order, I'll just put that there. I'll do one real quick. so you can see. All right, so 2929. All right, and then I go to our web app. It takes me to the order. I create shipping label. 974. Do one of these. Where's my tape gun? Dude, this is what I can't stand. Oh, there's one right here. Look at this. This is what I work with. These people will go to the very last. It's like changing the toilet roll. They'll go to the very last. Like they will do everything in their power not to change the roll. Right? It's like they will do everything in their power. Yeah, like the last sheet of toilet paper. Dude, I swear, bro. It's like if it gets like close to the end, I just change it, bro. So this goes right here. Verify the item. 211. 109. All right. That's that. And then I like to put a little sheet of paper in between each car. looks like this. That's what you get. And I put the ticket in there. Give them a little bit about us. One more piece of paper. Weigh it real quick. That is correct. And I will buy the label. Buy the label. It's just taking a little bit longer. There we go. And that is how we do the orders. That's going to Pennsylvania. What do I keep getting? Mac, the clock on the wall needs a battery. The clock on the wall needs to be taken down. Last sheet of toilet paper. Bryan loves working on that. I don't know where the battery is. I don't know. It looks like it doesn't work. Good morning. Good morning, Kevin W. Freshly shaven Kevin W. So like with this one, this is going to Canada, so any international order has to be in a box. So you have to put it in a box. Oh, Canada, our home and native, and put that there. Actually, I'll just start. Put the stuff in. Shared link. What's Anthony Bateman Sr.? Let's see what he sent me. YouTube. Oh, I call it Black. The Black Child Star. Like we forgot. Probably a lot of them. There you go. Hey. So, next order, going to Canada. So you go here, scan it. And then I gotta get this. It is quite tricky to ship to Canada. The declared total. Uh-oh. One sec. Well, we'll work on that one later. That one is interesting. Good morning. You too. Getting a text. All right. You're gonna love Bob Racetrack, Kevin. Hey, Fox and Wolves. Fox and Wolves. So, anyways, going back to the World Cup. Hold on, somebody's calling me. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I was I was kind of like doing orders too and being like, oh, this one's going over here, and this one's. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think so. It was on the table. I think I know which one you're talking about. It's on the. It's one of these orders. Which one was it? Dennis Caraway. Yeah. I've just putting them on the shelf, right here, and or in the back. All right, bye. Okay. Let us see. Let's see. What do I got here? Order 5251. 51928. All right, we're good there. My shop is chaos. Move 1-1 car parts and blah blah blah. Moving car parts. Good morning, Miker Anthony Bateman Sr. What's going on, everybody? New morning. I've been busy with the grandkids, and wife has medical issues. Sorry to hear that, Kevin W. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, we're just working on these things. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That one's returned. Yeah, so I've had this lingering cough for the last like 2 weeks. I don't know. I had like the flu or something. Every time I get a cough, dude, it lasts like 2 to 3 weeks before I can finally shake it. 2 to 3 weeks before I can finally shake it. You know what I mean? Hope everyone is having a great day. We're just pulling orders, kind of a low-key live stream. I can't pull these. They're in the seed container. But I can pull this one. This is going to the Cookie Man. ABS. Anthony Bateman Sr. What is going on, guys? We will be doing an auction later today at 6 p.m. Just got to talk to Danny. He's got I don't think it's set up right now. It's hitting the. He's got so much stuff. I wish he would talk to, like, so many guys that are into slot cars. Looking good there, Mac. Thank you. So many guys are into slot cars that are IT guys, and they need to talk to Bryan about his setup. The Madhouse. Did 2 more AFX. 22924 and 13. Right here. Right here. So 2 more AFX items. Look at that. It's item number 22. I know it's mirrored. Victor Rodriguez, good morning. And this one right here, look at that. This is the 1985 Lois 97T Golden Black. 213. And this is the Sabre F1 24 C44 Stake FYI Racemaster. It's item 22092. These are nice cars. AFX does make, they have been improving. AFX has been improving on their detail. I do like that. I like I'm more of a detail oriented. Like, I like my slot cars to look good, right? I mean, racing comes secondary. It's got to look cool to me. Some guys are all about racing. Some guys are, I mean, I'm a little bit of both, but I'm mainly, it's got to look cool. And Auto World has been doing a great job with their newer series, I think. But there's a lot going on over there. No, he doesn't, Chris. I don't know. Anthony, you need that. Hi, Anthony. Those cars, they have to be bulletproof. If think Carrera and Scale Electric for me are the best, they could take a beating pretty fast. I want both. I want both too. What do you guys want both of? Scale Electric and Carrera. ISMCH. This keeps showing. I don't like this. I don't like that. It keeps showing ads in the comments over there. I'm going to just. Good morning, Rob Rodriguez. Rob Rodriguez, how are you, my man? Raiders. Somebody just showed up. Raiders Rob. I had to give him that nickname because every time I typed in Rob Rodriguez, like 12 dudes showed up. And it, like, dude, Shopify always, like, I could type Rob's name in 1,000 times, right? And you think Shopify would remember I want that specific customer? It always recommended somebody completely different. You know, so sending invoices to, like, some guy in, you know, like New Mexico. Why am I getting these invoices? There was a funny story where there's James Murray. Murray is his last name, right? But Bryan, in his infinite wisdom, always called him James Murphy. Well, we had a customer in our database that was James Murphy, right? So James Murray would win all these auctions, and then Bryan would yell at him for not paying, but he was sending the invoice to James Murray, which is what Bryan called James. He said James Murphy, but it was James Murray. So Bryan created that. The guy called in, and I was like, hello, you know, Protinkertoys. He's like, hey, how come I keep getting these invoices for stuff I didn't buy? I'm like, what's your name? He goes, James Murphy. I'm like, oh. Yeah, radio control plane I bought. I did get the 2 controller work. It was me. I didn't see the switcher. Should have read the instructions that the remote is real cheesy. The plane is pretty nice. Yeah. You know what I find? So, like, I use a lot of AI, Anthony Bateman. And, like, I'm like you. Bryan misspeaks more than Archie Bunker ever did. Miker, points for the Archie Bunker reference. There you go. I use AI a lot. So I use Chat GPT, right? Mac, did you guys put those replacement cars in my auction order? I don't know. I'd have to look up your account and see. I mean, if you talk to Bryan and he said he would, it probably didn't happen. But if you call in later, I got to talk to Scott first, and then you can call later. I'll work it out. What is ChatGPT? It's what ChatGPT is a app. It's AI. So, like, what you can do, dude, I've done this so many times. I'll take a picture of something, like, so say something's not working. I'll, like, take a picture of it and be like, okay, find me, like, what's wrong with this. When it comes to, like, components, dude, I have they're called projects in AI, but, like, for auctions, I won't know what the car is. I'll take a picture of it and it can name that car. If I know, sometimes it's wrong, and ChatGPT does a bunch of people pleasing, but it's right most of the time. There's all these AIs out there that you can use. We use it pretty much every day at work here. To send emails, it's always, I put the person's name, order number, missing item, and it shoots out. It just makes the email. I copy and paste that and send it. If it's missing an item, that's amazing. But can you get the app? Yes, you can. You can get ChatGPT for iPhone. Yeah, like, I've taken pictures of, like, I took a picture of my dad's tractor. It's a Ford. It's from, like, 1973. I took a picture of the vehicle identification number. It told me what factory in Japan it was made, how old was it, and I was like, okay. And then I would type in, like, hey, it's not starting. What can I do? And it kind of went through, like, a list of everything. Right? It's pretty phenomenal. This AI, it's like Google on steroids. If you haven't used it, Rob is absolutely correct. It's amazing. Just ChatGPT. I use Perplexity. I have two of them. I use Perplexity and ChatGPT. Google has Gemini. Just play around with it for a little bit. Don't do anything serious. Kind of get the hang of it, and then you can start kind of mastering it. Danny used it to make our app, to figure out, like, Danny used it to get this hooked up, how to figure out how to hook this up, and then he created our web app. So, oh, bro, did you see that? Oh man, I wish I could. All right, let me go back to it. So you scan the QR code. This is actually pretty cool. This is what Danny used AI to do all this. So if I go back to the app, you see right here, that's what it sees, right? And it's recording, my hands in it and everything. It's recording everything I put in the box. And it saves it on his old computer right there. It saves it on this one, because this is like a workhorse computer. So that'll help us out a lot, because unfortunately, for, like, orders like this, I mean, we ship a lot of. I have passed some pretty tough tests using it. There you go, Rob. There you go. Excellent. You are now the master, Rob. Yeah, Anthony, you're texting me. You're not or maybe I'm in some group text with Jim Benito and you now. What time is it? It's not donut time. But Mac does not partake in donut time unless they're legit donuts. That's pretty cool, Rob. I'm not going to rest you out either. But this records what we put in so like we can see. And the problem that we're having a lot of times is we ship a lot of caps, and people will put it in there. When they in a hurry rip it out or whatnot, they'll throw away some caps or they'll throw away some items, and so we can have some continuity, being like, no, this is what we have. We'll type in the order number. This video will show up, and we can see what was actually packed. So that's pretty good. But most of you guys are auction guys, so you're not getting it. No, I'm kidding. Well, you'll probably be able to see if we pack your auctions in there or whatnot. That's just for us. We can see that, but that's dude. Danny did all that with AI. He figured all that out with AI, so that's pretty cool. Better get out of this. I don't want it recording. We're still figuring it out. I think it stops. So yeah, see. I'll go back to the order. But that is pretty. So that'll help us out a lot because there's so many times something, and then it's always like 2 weeks later, because it's got the time for them to travel, the transit time. And I think, and like if you do business online, you just have to, you can either do that or just do refunds. I've been doing refunds because when you have an online business, it's just the way it works out is you get smaller margins. I think Bryan he's obsessed, right? But I think that's more brick and mortar, like traditional. Oh, what happened here? What happened? Yeah. I think, is it blurry on your guys' end? I don't know. I hope it's not blurry because my other screen is blurry. But he's obsessed with margins, which is like, I think, the kind of the traditional view. I think you're going to have things that move fast with low margins, and you're going to have your things that move slow with great margins. And I think you're just going to have a mixture of everything, and you have to kind of equally divvy out all those things because, like, we don't make much off a. It was for a second. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, it just lost it for a second. But I think it, in the whole scheme of retail online, you're going to have your things that are like, it's just supply and demand, really. So you'll have items that everybody wants that you're trying to get, and they're playing hardball, but you kind of have to have it because it brings people to your website. It gets people to sign up, and then you have your other things that, are just higher margin. It just is what it is. That's kind of how it's developing, so higher traffic brands will get you a lower margin, but people to your website. And then, it's almost like a convenience store, or a gas station where like you go in there just to get gas and you end up buying a pop and something else. And that's kind of where this retail is going. So that's what we got going on. So we've got a new shipping system. Mac, how much are those 55 Bel Airs going to cost? Which ones are you talking? There are so many 55. Or Auto World has made so many 50. You talking about the Golf, or are you talking about something else, Victor? If you're talking about the Golf ones, the price I think is on the website. They're usually around the same price unless Auto World jacked up the price. I know their prices were increasing for whatever reason. Somebody's making money. It is not blurry on my end, and it's just crystal clear. Golf. Okay, yeah. Probably the same price as all the other ones. It's on the pre-order. If you go to the website, the price is on there, I believe. You can pre-order it right now, Victor Rodriguez. You can pre-order it right now. You go to buy 2 cars. Yes, Kevin W. Yes, my plan is working. Thank you, Gary. It's 20 higher than I was expecting. Yeah, yes, Kevin W. Evil. My evil plan is working. Today, your wallet. Tomorrow, Zaveld. Golf tanker, really rare, highly collect. Very well, Mac. When did you do that? You look like a mad scientist. I am a mad scientist. Don't believe in the pre-order code. What do you mean you don't believe in the pre-order code? I don't believe in pre-orders. The world is flat, and Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. You mean you can't put in your pre-order code? Well, if you're a club member, Vic, you could put in Tinker 10. You get that 10% off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Victor Rodriguez. Vic Rodriguez. Yes. That is, man, like this. There has to be a better cart than all this. Yeah. I gotta do shameless plugs for the club. The club, 10% off any order, and you can stack it on to on other sales. So if we do 4th of July sale and it's like 10%, you can put an additional 10%, so you get 20% off if you're in the club. Also, if you join, like if you were to join the club, you get, if we still have it available, you get one of our exclusives that are dwindling, one of our rare exclusives like the Mayflower at regular price, at the price it came out. I think it's like $100 right now. And people pay the $100 instead of signing up for the club. People sometimes just pay the extra. Like they would essentially get like 4 months. They get 4 months worth of, like, I think the price difference is like 4 months, right? Just join the club, right? Because people will pay like an extra $40 when they could spend that on a club membership. And I think you got to be in the club for like at least 6 months. You can't just sign up and then quit. I think you gotta have to be in for a bit to get those deals. You can't just sign up and dip out. Hold on, Danny's coming in. But yeah, Victor, sign up for the club. We want you. We want you. We want you in the Protein Club. We want you. We want you. We want you in the Protein Club. We want you in the Protein Club. Yeah, and just get in the mail. We want you in the Protein Club. We've got our mail carrier coming in. Oh, I don't want to go that way. Just take the card out with you. And yeah.
I'm like that person that takes everything in one trip. So
oh, yeah. I'll be damned if I have to do it twice. Right. The golf is not in stock yet. It is not in stock just yet. We're trying to get it. I don't know where it's at. That's going to be the club car for this year as well. So it's a 55 Bel Air golf club. Hey,
we are closed tomorrow.
You're closed tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow? Juneteenth is tomorrow. Yeah. All right, I remember that now. That's great. That's a great topic. Matt, you should start a club, Mac. Yeah, the club is called Protinkertoys Club. That's the club I'm in. I'm in that club. Join my club, which is the Protinkertoys Club. Okay? You get 10% off of every order. You can stack that on existing sales. So when we do the 4th of July sale, everyone else is just going to get 10% or whatever it is. And you can stack your discount on top of that. You can get more off, right? And you get the exclusives at the original retail price once you're in the club for a bit. And what else? And you get exclusive offers. Like if Bryan gets a estate, we offer it to club members first. Or like this police interceptor, club members get it first than anybody else. Unless you're in the club and you didn't get it, then you were unfortunate. I like free donuts. I bet you do. Slightly Mad Slot Cars. I bet you do. You like free donuts. You're not getting any from me. I already refunded that.
It's all done?
Yep.
Caps are put away?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put the caps away on whenever it came in. So you get no free donuts, a full 20% or 10% off of 10% of full price. So if it's 10% off in the sale, you can include your Tinker 10 if you're in the club. So you get a total of 20% off that sale, right? So that is that you can stack your membership discount on top of any sale we do. So you get almost double. When are you going to ship? My open cart told you would send it. Good morning. Open cart. Good morning, James Butler. Let me look into that. James Butler. James Butler. Let's go to orders, draft orders. James Butler. I'm not seeing an open order. I don't know. Do you have a... When are you going to ship my open cart? I don't know. I don't see a open order, James Butler. Abandoned checkout. Let's see. And let me look your name up. No, it just says John Denver. It's the only thing that comes up. I'm gonna need waiting for my first 2 junk bags to arrive today. Hello, Anthony Batman, Anthony Batman Senior. Are you guys hosting? Yes, we're doing an auction tonight. We're doing an auction night, Danny.
Oh, yeah. Do we have it up?
No, we don't have it up yet. Could you do that for me?
Yeah.
We're doing an auction tonight at 6. I'm gonna get it ready. I'm gonna shoot for 20. I do declare there's an injustice in spelling my name. There is an injustice. Hold on, I'm in your way.
Well, no, I'm about to leave. It's the SOP.
All right.
It's subject to change, but it needs to be followed. If there's an error or something, just write a note and give it to me, and then I can fix it. If something doesn't make sense, we can change that. I'm gonna do the video, so leave me a couple items to ship, especially this would be great. These all would be great because it's like showing people how to cobble boxes. I'm gonna do a video on that. Do a video on this.
Okay.
There's not a lot to ship today, so I'll be able to knock these out real quick.
All right.
And then I can deal with the international order too. Yeah, they changed stuff with Canada.
Yeah, did you see that?
I saw it yesterday. Yeah.
So
I have no idea what we're gonna do about that. Canadians, we might not be able to serve.
Hold on, I gotta turn it. It's now facing you. Oh, Arlen, go.
No, it's gonna be really bad because it's really low.
You're fine. You're fine. Yeah.
Canadians, I'm sorry. Your government's getting. Well, it might be both of our governments. They're making it harder and harder to do shipping. UPS, if you order UPS from us, we might just get rid of it. But they will take a brokerage fee for when it arrives, and we have no control over that. We have no idea they're even doing it. Well, we do know they're doing it, but there's nothing that says they're going to do it when you select UPS or anything. Just know that UPS they take advantage of a law that says they can take more money from you because they claim to be your broker. Yeah. Order USPS and you won't have the problem. We might just take down UPS as an option. I don't know, but it's also getting crazier because there's more laws that we have to follow, and I don't know, especially with toy guns. I don't know if there's more laws. As a toy business, we are liable for whoever we send to. So if we send to, I guess the way the law is all written is if we're selling to Canada and you buy something from our store, it's as if we're going to your house and selling it to you in person. That's the way the law looks at it. So then we fall under the local jurisdictions of the
Protinkertoys
wherever we go. So We might just shut down
Yeah.
Canada. I don't know.
How do you become a member? I'll call you a little bit later.
Look at the footer. Look at the footer. It's the footer of the webpage.
It's on the footer of the web page.
Join Tinker Club. I don't have my phone on me, otherwise I'd show the live stream.
All right. Yep. I'll do that for you.
Yeah, I don't have my phone on me.
All right. Bye.
I'd whip out my phone and show you.
Whip out. Okay, I'm turning it around.
There you go. Okay.
All right. So that's the big announcement. You can't shut down Canada. Daniel is being lame, bro.
Well, I don't want to because I like our Canadian customers.
Yeah, that's one of our biggest markets.
It's like we definitely won't go out of business if we stop shipping to Canada.
It's like in the top 10 at least. It's like if you took all of Canada, it'd be one of the,
International is not that big for us.
Yeah. But yeah, it sucks.
And the headache it gives.
Oh my God.
And one lawsuit from a Canadian, if we just didn't understand a certain law or something, would completely destroy all sales that we get from them.
Right.
The liability doesn't make up.
The liability. Canada, you're a liability.
And I don't know how international law works, and even
it's the UCC.
Even sitting down with a lawyer to figure it out would probably not make up for
the cost.
Yeah, if you look at the actual revenue we generate from Canada, it's just like...
It's not much.
It's not that much.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's something, and it'd be nice to keep that flow coming in, but the liability is just not making it look like it's worth it.
We're not in any legal trouble in Canada, are we?
No legal trouble, but it's...
It's a possibility.
There's things that have been brought to light that make us wonder if we should keep
shipping to Canada,
exposing ourselves to situations that could present dangers down the road. Danger, Will Robinson. Yeah, we're in a bit of a scuffle. I recently bought an item that was in Canada, and they charged importing fees and shipped by UPS, and it was billed an extra $10 for package and delivery. I had a power outage. Did I miss anything? No, you didn't. Daniel messed up the flow. No, he's all right. USPS is good, though. They take care of everything. You won't get extra charges.
Yeah, USPS, or Canadian Post is like going out of business, though. That's the problem. If
you ship USPS, you won't get charged.
Yeah, if you ship USPS and you're Canadian, you're still good. Yeah. I mean, it's always been an issue shipping to Canada, but it would be like if you took all of Canada. If you look at our top states, it's like New York. No, it's Pennsylvania, New York, California, like Ohio, then maybe Michigan, and we're in Ohio, and like Pennsylvania and New York are our biggest states. And then like Canada would be within the top 10 somewhere. So I don't know. It's just a difficult spot to be in. You have to do all these, like, cause they got, they're in a litigation right now for some guy that he's going around doing his thing. I saw this on TV. Right? So I saw this on TV where this guy goes around and he has a company called Marketing Maybe for the Truth, right? And there's some tiny minutia, and this was all in an episode of Law and Order that I saw long time ago. I can't even remember if it was Law and Order, right? I can't remember if it was Law or Order or anything else. But anyways, or maybe it was a book I read. It was one of the two. Anyways, in this book or show or TV show or imaginary land, there was a company that knew some rules that were very, very like minutia-ish, like very, very like very fine print, right? And not the average person in this kingdom or on the show of Law and Order or in this particular world that was long ago and far away. I think Jedis were in this. Did not know those particular things that were written in that ancient text. And this like Vader like character, he knew these rules, right? And so what he would go and do is he would find all throughout. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
This is an automated call from your pharmacy. To opt out for receiving these calls, press 1. Hello, this is your Team Lincoln Pharmacy calling to let you know we have some items ready for you.
Anyways, Confucius say, I think Han Solo was into it too. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, this Darth Vader character in this story knew things about the Force that other people didn't know about the Force, right? And would use the dark side to his advantage in a sense of holier than thou dark Jedi magic. It was in Star Wars. That's what I remember. Or maybe it was like a fan created thing that I saw on Reddit and someone was like making the story up on Star Wars. But anyways, this Vader like character uses the minutia of the dark force. Yes. This dude probably killed the younglings. He probably killed many younglings, right? But it's probably one of those things where like it's not quite been sorted out in the Force, right? And if you could pursue it, and you'd have to study the Force, you'd have to learn more Jedi tricks, you'd have to understand the history of it all, and it would go to the High Council, and they would decide, right? But getting to that point to stop this dark side Vader-like character, this guy that uses the dark side, would be a lot of manpower. Is Alpha the Force? I lift one eyebrow up and look at the beautiful woman and make her smile. So, Paul Tepe, I can't answer it right now. So, anyways, that's kind of what happened. And in the minutia, right, you could have, they go throughout the galaxy and they look at these planets and they look at things and say, oh, they're lying about this, right? Sometimes I ate gave me the Force. Something I ate gave me the Force. That's true. Anyways, they look at things on the planets and they say, oh, they're lying about this. I represent the consumer. The vague illusions about the lawsuit. I don't know what you're talking. I'm talking about Star Wars here. This is a subreddit I read. I think it was deleted. I can never pull it up if you ask me to. It was many years ago. It's nothing to do with anything that involves this business. It's a story I read. But anyways, the dark side used things on this planet that were clearly a joke or non-important. They didn't really mean anything. And the dark side said, you can't do that. We're going to go to war with you. And they did this to many other planets. They did it to many other planets, right? Because they scour the galaxy, right? And they look for these planets that are just trying to do their thing. And they see one thing that they can use the dark side of the Force to go after these poor planetaries. I'll need to go for a crap now. All right, cool story, bro. You keep your bowel movements to yourself. All right, let's slightly mad slot cars. Anyways, that was the subreddit of the Star Wars galaxy that has nothing to do with us or what's going on here. But if you could give me a thumbs up, I see it right here. It's right here on my thing. I got 40 people and 23 thumbs up. You gotta give me more props to this. They told me an hour before I showed up today that I had to do the live stream, but I was assuming I was. So there you go, Anthony Bateman. See, I got Anthony Bateman giving me a thumbs up. I got Slightly Mad Slot Cars giving me a big old pile of dung. Sound very friendly, my. All right, but we will be doing a live stream at 6. We are 40 watching the show. Let's give Mac Henry some more thumbs up. Yes. Thank you, Anthony Bateman. You're a good man. You're a good man, Gunga Din. Gunga Din. Did anyone watch that movie when they were a kid? My parents like to watch. I'm more confused now. You should be, right? It was like the show Lost, but in real life. There are just you gotta cover your butt when it comes to intergalactic space war, right? That's why we have Space Force now, because the dark side is anywhere in the galaxy, right? And they have the Death Star. They have the Death Star, and it blows up planets. That's kind of what happened in this story. It's trying to blow up Eldron. Let's support the show. Yeah, there you go. Trade Federation. That's not a bad idea. Trade Federation, right? Because when you engage in e-commerce, there's all these rules in the galaxy. Let's blow the channel up with thumbs up, guys. Yes. 25. I got 25 and 44 people watching. Pinky up, gentlemen. Pinky up. But yeah, this channel honestly is not anything without you guys, though. The reoccurring characters, Victor Rodriguez, Anthony Bateman Sr., Kevin W., Ricky Thomas, all you guys, SMO, Slightly Mad Slot Cars, Rob Rodriguez, Robert Fish, the Fish, Swim On Fish. All you guys help make the show. You make it interesting because, otherwise it's just me blabbling, which, you got a lot of that. This show is me blabbling, me talking about FIFA and intergalactic wars. But, this is all imaginary. But that is what happens when, you live in an interconnected galaxy. Everyone has to fend for themselves. I don't know if you guys are into sci-fi. Bryan, that's what I like about Bryan. Bryan is into sci-fi, but he's kind of into he'll watch these guys just on YouTube that narrate movies or narrate short stories. You make the show fun, brother. Just have an amen. Yeah, thank you, Anthony Bateman Sr. So Bryan is into sci-fi. My dad was big into sci-fi. I like thought-provoking. I particularly don't care for Star Wars, even though I consume a lot of it, but it's not what I would consider sci-fi. I would consider Star Wars space opera. All right, let's open this can of worms. All right, I'm going there. And get your typing fingers ready, because this may be a hot take for some of you. I like sci-fi, but I don't like horror films. I do okay, so 2001 is such a great movie. Bad Batch was good. I haven't seen that one. So do you do big sales for Bryan to pay the lawsuit? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I have no idea. Victor Rodriguez. I have no idea what legal troubles they're currently in. I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, I'll talk to you later about that. But anyways, 2001 Space Odyssey, great movie. Dude, I don't know if anyone's a Stanley Kubrick fan here. I'm a big Stanley Kubrick fan. A lot of people I go down these rabbit holes on YouTube and Reddit where people will debate if Stanley Kubrick was a good director, if he was just a kind of pompous butthole or something like that. And some people are it was a great movie, the kind of creepy though, but it was really good. It was. 2001 was a great movie. I mean, just the cinematography. I like movies that allow you to What's the? Don't worry about it. Enough. We're not talking about that right now. We'll talk about it later, Chris. Doctor Strangelove is awesome. Yes. That was a great one, Doctor Strange. I have failed you. A lot of times I say that to Bryan, just to mess with him. But 2001, Peter Sellers. Okay, yeah, I remember that. I had to. It's not a lawsuit. You're looking. This is not the. Yes, most Scott. We can talk about it later. These aren't the toys you're looking for. Anyways, Peter Seller, very good. Who was Doctor Strangelove also had James Earl Jones in it. Who he was Doctor Strangelove. Yes, I remember now. It took me a second. I'm good. I liked Stanley Kubrick's 2001: Space Odyssey. I liked Full Metal Jacket, The Shining. I just liked in The Simpsons. They're like, he's got the shinning. He's like, don't you mean The Shining? They're like, shh, do you want us to get sued? Oh my God, it was so nice to finally have someone who gets my jokes. Yes, right. These aren't the droids you're looking for. No, I think Bryan gets a lot of the jokes, but like he likes to put people in awkward situations. Cause like who Lost in Space? I saw the remake. Danger, Will Robinson. Hello, Mac Henry, and hello, Dave. The remake was decent. The spider thing scared me. Bryan is getting sued for something that like false advertising support. Yeah, that's in a galaxy far, far away. Something similar, maybe. I'm not going to acknowledge or deny that comment. That actually, I can't remember. I was on some podcast long ago, but that statement, season 1 of Lost in Space is great. Yes, danger, Will Robinson, danger. That statement, I can neither deny or confirm that happened. I think that phrase came from when the CIA like had to declassify stuff, and these reporters were looking at it and they pieced it all together. And so like they asked the CIA, and they're like, "Hey, did you do this?" They're like, "I cannot deny or confirm." Galaxy Quest. By Grethos Hammer and the Sons of Warvan, I shall avenge you. I'm not saying the stupid lie. Say it. I used to do Shakespeare. Dude, I love that actor. He did such a great, and all the nerds were like, by Grethos Hammer and Sons of Warvan, I shall avenge you. Dude, I memorized that line. And then when he actually did it, because like that one alien died, that got me teared up as a kid. What movie? I don't like horror movies like The Fly or the Reimagining or Altered State. Alan Rickman, thank you. Yeah, he was so good. In Die Hard, the first one, when he falls from the building, that was actually his normal reaction, because they're like, all right, we're gonna do it in 3. Ready? What? And then they let him go. Die Hard, yeah. That's a Christmas movie, by the way. That's a Christmas movie. That was in Die Hard. What was the character that he played? Some German, didn't he? What do you mean? And then he was like, I used to do Shakespeare. Galaxy Quest was such a good movie. It was such a good movie. It had Sigourney Weaver, Tim Allen. It had a great cast. It had one of my favorite. God, he was the security guy. Poor Professor Snape. Yeah, I know. He passed away. He died like, he was like in his 60s and just heart attack. That was crazy. Galaxy Quest, great movie. I do like funny sci-fis, but going back to Star Wars is a space opera, right? And it was crazy, dude. The other day we had the mail carrier come in, and it was the guy. He actually used to own a bakery in BG, and I used to go to it all the time. It was Stimmel's Market in BG. And we just hit it off. He's like, "Oh yeah, I used to make all those donuts you ate." Well, anyways, him and I got to talking, and we got to talking Philip K. Dick. And I don't know if anyone knows who Philip K. Dick is. He was a big science fiction writer in the 1950s. He wrote Minority Report. He wrote, Anthony, your videos are like horror movies. Oh, Vic, low, Vic. Mean. My goodness. Aliens is pretty much perfect. Yes. No. Okay. Alien is pretty much I think the first one, Alien, is perfect. And we actually got in the debate when I was just talking about the mail carrier. In Aliens, that's where Bill Paxton says, "Game over, man. Game over." But he thought it was in the first one. But I think it's in this. I think it's in Aliens. I don't think it's in Alien. Alien 1 is a great one. And I'm glad you brought that up because I watched this video where in the first Alien, the 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 costume designer has been praised. If you look up costumes from Alien, you'll see the one guy. He's like wearing a Hawaiian shirt, but like somebody like whose job it was to make a futuristic trucker outfit. They nailed it perfectly. They're like truckers in space, right? So they're gonna wear like what a trucker in space would wear. Horror movies are great. So, Rob, I think they're good. I think Spaceballs. Love the Alien reference. Yes, yes. Just YouTube like costumes from Alien, and you'll see somebody go into about that guy's outfit and how it is like considered one of the best costumes for a futuristic, because like a lot of times like, Star Trek they do like the weird, goofy stuff. Star Trek is fun. I can't watch horror movies, Rob Rodriguez. I get sick. Me too. I can't watch gore. I can't watch blood. So my favorite, I do like horror, but I like an H.P. Lovecraft horror. And this is where I like comedies. This is where I think H.P. Lovecraft is correct. What's like gore is it's a fleeting suspense. So like you see Texas Chainsaw, you see the guy cut somebody with a chainsaw. You're scared for like 5 minutes, right? What's way more frightening to me and everybody else is like a movie like Jaws, right? You see Jaws. The next time you go to the ocean, you're like, I don't know, man. Maybe like that is way more like Jaws has a more scary effect on the psyche than any horror film ever made, right? Because like anytime you go in the water, what do you think? You go to the ocean, you think about sharks, you think about you think about that, bro. That is way more frightening to me than seeing somebody like chop somebody up into pieces, right? And so that was H.P. Lovecraft's main thing. Is he had like he brought in he was the first one. Gotta watch where I'm going. He was the first one to kind of think aliens could be of different form than human. He said gore is fleeting, but being insignificant amongst something much bigger is way more terrifying. And I agree with that. Like being small and seeing something. Star Wars, the real part was a 3 trilogy book series, second series trilogy, second final trilogy. Yeah. Jaws music is an earworm. Yes, it is. Buzzkill. Yeah. Radiohead. That's gonna be in your head all day. It's like it's the sound when Anthony Bateman's eating a sub. It goes. I'm kidding. Slightly mad. The jazz music is eerie for sure. Oh yeah, you are in their territory. Yes, you're gonna need a bigger. Yes, you're gonna. Dude, I say that all the time. Like anytime I need something bigger, I go, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." I'm like, dude, these kids don't get it. Another thing these young kids don't get is what's in the box. When I say what's in the box, what's in the box? What's in the box? Name that movie. You're gonna go. You're gonna go for a big sandwich right now. Yeah, me too. Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is all right. It's not my. I like. I could go for a big sandwich right now. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Name that movie. But these kids don't get it. I say it all the time. Like, what's in the box? I'll give you a hint. It has Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and Gwyneth Paltrow. It has Kevin Spacey in it. And it rains a lot in the movie. I had chicken broth and rice. Oh, that sounds good. Sounds good. Name that. I gotta go. I got to get something to drink real quick. What's in the box? 7 sins. There you go. Slightly mad. Slack cars. All right. There you go. That is correct. All right. That does sound good, Dave, on a day like today. Make a dog sandwich. Really cloudy, rainy, looks like Massachusetts. Yes, dog sandwich is the best. All right. But so H.P. Lovecraft, he did cosmic horror. H.P. Lovecraft did Cthulhu. He did ancient. He I think he created the Necronomicon idea, where you have like ancient evil history. In the 1920s, they came out with a lot of the sci-fi. You know who also was really good and came up with a lot of great sci-fi stuff? Rod Sterling. I think that's how you say his name. I might have said it wrong. Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. Come down here and shovel some of this. Yes, shovel some of this muck. How about you? Yeah, some of this. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Serling. Rod Serling. That was his name. Yeah, the Twilight Zone is iconic. The Dark Mirror, I hear that is the right name. Rod Sterling, or the best. There's something called Black Mirror, a television show. I guess it's all based off of like you. So this is going back to when I was talking to the mail carrier. He said there's a book. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks because I do a lot of bike riding, and let me show you my audiobooks. Audible. All right. So the first one is Just Getting Good. I'm at chapter 20 of the first book of this series. I'm at chapter 20. It's called Red Rising. Red Rising. It's about all these it's this galaxy. I don't know what year it is. The Night Gallery. Who remembers that? I remember that. Google it, AB. What are we Googling? Serling. All right, we're not fighting over Westworld. I like the new. I've never seen the old one. I did like the new one. That was a good one. I did like. So I'm listening to this book, Red Rising. It's about it's a world where like there are all these colors, and it's a class system. So you have the reds, which are the low pyramid. Hold on, I looked it up the other day. Let me go to it. No, I'll have it. Red Rising. Class. All right. Let me go. I don't know if I can go full screen. Let me visit the site. So this is Red Rising. Those are the classes. You have the reds, you have the pink, the gray, and the golds are at top, right? These are all the classes of their society and their sigils, right? So anyways, the book, and it's like very Romanesque. So like the culture is very kind of like futuristic Roman. The main character is Darrow, and he comes from that class, and he kind of is like he disguises himself, if you will, and becomes a gold, which is the top one. Yul Brynner was a great actor. We only had less than 10 channels back then. Yes, Yul Brynner was a great actor. He was the dude. Yul Brynner was the guy that kind of made the bald look possible and plausible. He was the dude that did that. He's Yul Brynner. Westwood was a great movie. Yes. So, anyways, Red Rising. There's like I think 6 books. I'm in book 1. My cousin told me to get into it. I got into the first one, Westworld, or the second one, for a while. That was Anthony Hopkins was in it for a minute. But Red Rising, played in 10 Commandments. Red Rising is the book, and then the other one, I'm doing that one, and Ubik by Philip K. Dick. And let's see, where's my library? Audiobooks. The one. Where is it? The one that I finished like last year. That was really good. It was just totally out there. Was go to Amazon, I guess. Shadow of a Torturer by Gene Wolfe. This book, this is what I like for sci-fi. Robert Heinlein. All right, I'm writing it down. Robert Heinlein. Okay. He died the year I was born. Science fiction, engineer, Navy officer, critical thinking, more issues. Let's see. Oh, Starship Trooper. He wrote Starship Trooper. Yeah, that's a great one. The Moon and the Harsh Mistress. Yeah, okay. He wrote. Yeah, dude, that was the Hugo Award. So the Hugo Award. This is the Hugo Award. This goes to the best science fiction book of that year. There's some like odd stuff out there now. There's something called like New Weird, which is like I tried to get into it, but I was like, man, this is just even out there for me. Like they're pushing boundaries, man. Not like weird boundaries, but like in a sense, weird as in I have no idea what's going on, right? Like if I can't follow along, like that's why Bryan doesn't understand it. Yeah. So that's with Shadow of a Torturer. There's a lot of that going on, right? But you can understand. Hey Mac, Tube is messing up again. All your stuff is written backwards. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It's just on my phone. You got a Walking Dead. I can never figure it out. I can never. Yeah, I know it's mirrored, right? But the Shadow of a Torturer was like Gene Wolfe had a lot of or Catholic themes in it. Like I understood what was going on the whole time. No, it's just your phone and all the stuff on. Yeah, it's mirrored. I could understand what was going on in that book, but like I wasn't sure how it was making sense. But anyways, what I really liked about Shadow of a Torturer was the world building. They talked about things like they would describe something, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of like this event that happened in real life. Are they making a reference to that? And what I also did is I'd listen to the book. I'd listen to it like I usually listen to the same chapter twice, so I'll listen to it once, and then I'll listen to it again, like a day later, just so I like if I miss anything, and then every once in a while I'll go like if I really start getting lost, I'll just go back like 3 or 4 chapters and start over. I did that with the Gulag Archipelago. That was a great book by Alexander I can't say his last name. It's always a tongue twister for me. Stolzaniskin. It was a Gulag Archipelago. That was a great book. But in The Shadow of a Torturer, it's just out there. It's like, so like Star Wars is a blueprint. It's because he's shooting with the front camera. Oh yeah, because Bryan does it different. Hold on. If I do, that's why Bryan had it like this. Hold on, let me try do what Bryan did. So Bryan has it like this now. Is that? I don't know how he. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out. All right. He's got so many gadgets on here. Now it's correct. Hold on. Don't say that yet. We're not out of the woods yet, Anthony Bateman. All right, here we go. I figured it out. So this is how Bryan does it now. But you can still see it's upside down though. I got to take it out. Still good? Are we still here? Still good? Are we still here? Okay, so I got to use the back camera. I got to put it on just like this. And then do it. I think this is how Bryan does it. So now, so this is how Bryan does it. Oh, okay, I get it now. It's fixed now, Mac. It's that big of a deal. No, Rob. Sorry. No, because I was trying to figure it out for myself. So now when you see it, is it? That's. I didn't. Rob, it's not that big of a deal. I'm getting dizzy. Now we're like a few short. Okay, Shadow of a Torture. All right, cool. Mac, listen to the Dune. Okay, I want to do that. I want to do Dune. Albert Speer's books are interesting if you like Solzhenitsyn. Oh, okay. Albert Speer's. I gotta look into that. But it's good. It's good now. Rob is like, what are you doing? Albert Speer's. Albert Speer's. Did he do Did he do James Bond? Is that what he's known for? It's good. It's good. All right, now see. So this is how Bryan does it. I get it now. But I see because like the other way, I can see like instant. Now it's delayed, but it's better for you guys though. But yeah, no. Talking about Star Wars, he was a Nazi, but maybe not a total bad one. Wait, let me take a hit first. Wait, let me take a hit first. I don't get it. So yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. He's the quintessential. He's like old school 1920s horror, maybe 1900s. Then you got Rod Sterling, Twilight Zone. That's another good one. The one that I listened to was Shadow of Torture by Gene Wolfe. It's got 3 books in that series. Definitely worth a read. You know, when you're working on your slot cars, you know, and you want to listen to Mein Kampf, an interesting read. Ray Bradbury, yes. Ray Bradbury was a good one. We had to read him in high school. I don't know. What else? Do you guys, who is into sci-fi? Like, is anyone into sci-fi, or am I just kind of name the books that you guys like to read, or if you don't read or listen to books or whatnot? But I'm just started Red Rising. It's getting really good. I'm into it. You know, the whole thing is kind of crazy. Well, now that I got the camera working properly, I'll show you again. Red Rising. This is the world. These are the classes in Red Rising. Right there. And the main character comes from the Red class. He's Stephen King. All right, Stephen King. He's like kind of the GOAT. Stephen King is he's one of the best. Carrie is one of the scariest movies I remember as a kid. Cujo terrified me. The Shining is a great book. But like, you know, Children of the Corn, like it's like some like because he's always writing. Like Stephen King, there's who's that one guy that did Game of Thrones? There's a guy that did Game of Thrones and Stephen King's. They have 2 completely different methodologies. Like Stephen King, just like he's like the runner type of writer where he's like, I gotta write 20 pages today, right? And the other guy for Pristine's a good one. Yeah. For Game of Thrones, he's like, he'll write like 100 pages and then he'll throw it all away and start over. Right. But Stephen King, he's just like writing. And because of that, some of his books are kind of stupid. You know, it's like either a, you know, Pet Cemetery scared the living bejeebus out of me as a kid. But like, it's either like an ancient Indian curse, you know, like most of the books are like, wow, there was a Indian burial site here, and the settlers came, dug up the bodies, and then, you know, flipped him upside down and peed on him before they buried him again. You know, stupid stuff like that. I mean, Children of the Corn, kind of similar, like, you know, Weird Science. She blinded me with science. Cujo is the. Do you think Cujo's is the word, dude? Cujo is like the most believable. Like that could happen. That's why we have animal control, is because dogs would get rabies and bite people. Right? I'm not. No, I can't do anything right now. So you got to handle it. Cujo was terrifying. A bat bit him, and yeah, that's pretty believable. Cujo was terrible. Like terrible as in like it scared you. Like, cause it scared me, Cujo. I never looked at my dogs the same. Maximum Overdrive. Max Saint Bernard. Yeah, we had a black lab. I was like, Buster, don't do that. Don't kill me. But yeah, also if you get bit by an animal that has rabies, there is a 100% mortality rate once it's incubated, right? So like you have 2 days to get the shots. Then once it gets past that, you're dead. Like 100% mortality rates. That like that's also what's scary about rabies. Seriously, you'd love the Dark Towers. Yeah, that one that has the gunslinger in it, right? That's the gunslinger. I started reading that. I never got past it. Like what I don't like about Stephen King, and it's J.R.R. Martin. J.R.R. Martin is the guy for Game of Thrones. What I like about J.R.R. Martin is the world building. Like I like to see the big picture. Like he talks about all the different houses in Game of Thrones. But what I don't like about both of them is how much detail they go into, right? And that's the big thing about Stephen King is like he will drag a chapter on just talking about like a door or like a corpse. Like I just remember starting to read it, and they were talking about some dude that died, and he was describing the dead corpse in great detail. I'm like, bro, like let's move it along. Like I know he's dead. He's been dead. You said that 2 pages ago. Like you're still talking about this dead body, right? So that's what I can't. I'm like, all right, it's dead. Like so, Stephen King does a little bit to that. His fans are really into that, but that's a little too much for me. I don't mind it. You know, it's just not my like go-to. If it's but Stephen King's a great writer. He's probably the OG. You're right, Mac. Yeah, like he goes into detail. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm like, bro, like, okay, like, dude, I just remember one time in it, like he started talking about the corpses, like, man parts below, and I'm like, come on, bro, like nobody, like, okay, I get it, but like some people, Mac and the Fu Manchu, yeah. Some people are just like that's what they like to read. I'm like, no, let's keep the story moving. Like I can imagine a dead body, right? All right, move on, But I mean that does work. That does work for Stephen King's in his favor sometimes, like when he's really building suspense, like when he's talking about the creature and all that. It works for him in those sense, like The Shining, like the Overlook Hotel when he's talking like that. His descriptiveness helps tell the tale of The Shining because like it helps you think of how big the Overlook Hotel is and how imposing it is. But sometimes I'm like, bro, move on. But the other one that's really good, fantasy books are good. J.R. Martin does Game of Thrones. Is anyone a Game of Thrones fan here? Heresy. Yeah, so Fire and Ice was kind of jumping around. Yeah, I did. I got to see Disclosure Day, but I'm not too excited about it. Much more looking forward to the story. I still haven't seen Game of Thrones. All right, Anthony Bateman Sr., I got to prepare you before you do anything. They ruined the first series, okay? They ruined it. They just came out with A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Start with that. Just start with The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I watched that on HBO. That was perfect. I don't know, like I have maybe because I was born in the 80s, I have a nostalgia for 80s fantasy. Like remember Beastmaster, Conan the Barbarian, Willow, what movies from like the 80s and 90s that were fantasy, like I have nostalgia for. I'm a millennial. Think of any fantasy movie from the 80s. Dude, I love Conan the Barbarian, you know? I was a big Arnold Schwarzenegger. One of my favorite movies growing up was Predator. If it bleeds, we can kill it. I'm crazy about the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Best Terminator, I think, is the only one. Did you ever see Sword of the Sorcerer? Sword of the Sorcerer. Not ringing a bell. Maybe if you name the actors. Yeah, I really liked. I just have nostalgia for that. So going back to A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms on HBO that just came out this year, that like kind of reminded me of those nostalgic 80s fantasy movies where it's just like every episode, and you can watch every episode. It was made in the 80s. Beastmaster had nudity, LOL. Did it? I can't remember. Well, I watched it like on the Sci-Fi Channel. Red Sonja. All right, yeah, see you guys later. See ya. See you, Nikia. Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember Beastmaster. I saw it on TV, so like it didn't have any nudity. Oh, Nate was doing this thing. I don't remember Red Sonja. Conan, or what is it? What's the one they're coming out with? The one that I don't know. It's making a comeback. Red Sonja was good. Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it. Let's see. Not Conan the Barbarian. What's the other one that's similar to Conan the Barbarian? It had Grayskull in it. I can't remember. Castle Grayskull. What's the dude's name? Masters of the Universe. It's from like the 70s, but anyways, they're remaking that. That one looks pretty decent. I don't know. I liked kind of a darker fantasy. I don't like these like. There was Never Ending Story. I don't know if you guys remember that. Never ending story, and they always joke about when Terminator is good. I think Terminator 1, Terminator 2, all the Terminators are pretty good. Was good, yes. When his horse dies in the Swamp of Tears, that's like where my childhood ended, right? Atreyu, don't let the sadness consume you. That was a good one. Never Ending Story. But like, yeah, so Anthony Bateman Sr., if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, start with A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It's the new series that they just did. And it's just like maybe 5 episodes. It's really good. It's really good. Sadly, Terminator has come true. Yeah, Skynet is taking over. Terminator 1's good. Terminator 2 is awesome. I like Terminator 2 just as much as I like Terminator 1. because of the T3000 is such a great. I'll check out the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah, dude, start with that one because that takes place 90 years before the original series that they had, and they ruined the original series at the very end. It's not once you get past like season 6, don't worry about it. iRobot, very good. My phone is Skynet. Yes, our phones are Skynet, and they're eventually going to take over. AI is too. That's why they build all these data centers so they can rule us. iRobot was Philip K. Dick. That takes us back to Philip K. Dick. So, anyways, when I was talking to the mail carrier the other day, he was telling me all these books, and Philip K. Dick came up, and we were just talking about that. But the one that I want to read after I read Red Rising, actually, I don't read it. I listen to Audible. For those who can't read, is Ubik. And I guess Ubik is referenced a lot in Dark Mirror, the show. Let's get this. So this is Ubik. This is a Philip K. Dick book. Ubik. Ubik. Trump's been taken over by the Dementors. I was never a Harry Potter fan. I wasn't into Harry Potter. I just couldn't get past little kid. Okay, so like if Voldemort is like this big bad, wizard guy, how come he's getting his butt kicked by some elementary kids, right? Makes no sense. And then what you need to do is YouTube the similarities between Star Wars and Harry Potter, right? And they're so eerily similar. It's like she just like I'm surprised she didn't get sued for plagiarism.
Harry Potter is just Star Wars
with
crappy lightsabers.
With crappy lightsabers. It's the whole story. Yeah, so I was never really a big Harry Potter fan. Like I saw 1 or 2 of them, and then I was like, nah, this isn't for me. I thought like Wizard School, the idea of it was cool, but I like a darker fantasy. I like more. I used the Uzi on Voldemort. I bet you did. They didn't have Uzi. This commercial thing, dude. Every time I look at the comments, it's like sponsored by, and it takes away all the comments. All right, guys. Let's see how many. I can't see how many likes I got. I can only see it on this one. Let's see. I got 35 likes, 31 likes, and 35 people watching. I think that's good for now. We're gonna do a We're gonna do an auction today at 6. So be there or be square. Be there or be square. Okay. I'm gonna try and do a roughly like 20 auctions. It's gonna be about an hour. So if we get to 20, we're gonna do 20. Yeah, we're gonna do an auction. I may show a picture of what we're auctioning off. Mac is in the crowd. Mac, I was in the crowd scene in the first lead. Nuh-uh, you were? Dude, the crowd scene in Lethal Weapon, bro. Huh. Dude, if you could show me that, dude, I gotta look that up. That's pretty cool. Like, just to be an extra. I'd love to be. This is what Hollywood should do, right? They should do tours of Hollywood, and then like you just get to be an extra in a movie, right? I would love to be an extra in a movie because like what Rob did just there is like I'd love to be able to say I was an extra in a movie, because I think that's cool. I'd like you're just in the crowd thing. SMO was talking about how they filmed Logan's Run when they show. Why is that not showing? When they blow up the bus. That's pretty cool. Lethal Weapon. That's a great series. I'm getting too old for this. He was only 40 when he filmed that. He wasn't too old for it. I was an extra. Great show, Mac. Thank you. Yes, thank you, everybody. Scott, Ricky, and James Butler. Those are the three people. I'll give you all a ring here in a second. I gotta get situated. That's pretty cool. If you have an extra story, if you're an extra, and especially if you're in like Lethal Weapon, you know, like one of my favorite. Speaking of fantasy movies, one of my favorite series as a kid, because it was always on the Sci-Fi Channel, was Highlander. There can only be one McLeod. It's so corny. It's so goofy. You know, Mr. Krabs was the main evil guy in Highlander, but you know, like Sean Connery. So it's a movie about. It's called Highlander. Scotsman, right? Sean Connery was Scottish, but he plays a Spaniard. Didn't make any sense, but I'm not questioning it. And the dude that was playing the Scottish guy was from the Netherlands that couldn't even speak English until that movie. He didn't even know English. Like, it didn't make any sense. But we still love it for it. It was still a great extra at Walt Disney 25th. Yeah, there you go. It's still a great movie. So, like, one time I had in college, I had a report due. Like, it was like a Sunday, and I had to get like 10 pages typed out in one day. And like I'm doing my thing, and I come into the TV room, and on the Sci-Fi Channel, it was like, and now begins the Highlander Marathon. And I was like, guess who's not getting anything done? You know, on Sunset Boulevard. I was an extra in Walt Disney. Yeah. So that's a great corny, like I love a good corny one too. Like, I mean, it's not bad. Highlander isn't like, it's worth the price of admission. That's how I kind of view a movie, is like, was it worth the tickets? My wife and I were on vacation. Oh, nice. So go watch Highlander, go watch Beastmaster, go read or listen to the book Shadow of a Torturer, or Red Rising, Zardos. But that's all I have for us today. It got more interesting as I thought of things to talk about. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for joining the live stream. I got to see Dana Plateau before she became drugged out. No kidding. Mac, I'm disappointed Bryan did not have his birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Great show. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to go to lunch real quick. I'll get in touch with you guys when I need to. Thank you guys for being part of the live stream. Thank you for supporting our business. We have, the dark side attacking us at times. So your support is crucial to the Trade Federation and the support of the galaxy and the young Jedi youngling order. So you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll be live at 6. Okay. Have a good one. How do I turn this off?